Thanks, Brownie. Yeah, Carmen, 4 ups today for you, 4 strikeouts. How did you feel about the performance out there?
Yeah, I felt good. I think there was, some good stuff to build off, and then some stuff that definitely needs some adjustments going into the next one. So overall, I felt like it was just like a typical spring training outing. Definitely not in mid-season form, but going in the right direction for sure.
You had mentioned tinkering with that fastball. How did you feel when you threw that today?
I thought the fastball was just okay today, honestly. I got beat on it, on my 4-seam specifically. That's not exactly what I wanted today. I think, that base hit down the line where the guy got the second on a 4-seam and an 0-2 count. Just, you want to get beat on your best, and I feel like that wasn't my best today, so it's definitely something to learn from and kind of just keep going with it.
Last spring, you were working to be a starter. You broke camp as a starter, but definitely a lot of learning experiences last year we talked about. How was last spring different for you compared to maybe how you came into this one?
Yeah, I think, the preparation, pretty similar in terms of like volume and the expectation of, what you're going to be doing in spring. I think, the difference is the confidence I have. I had a strong finish to last year, and I feel like I kind of finally found like a package of pitches that I feel like are going to really work for me. So seeing them kind of work this spring and knowing that they are for real in a sense, that definitely gives me confidence to heading into this season for sure.
What were some of those things in your arsenal you're talking about that you feel more comfortable with this year? Because we had talked about some re-additions to your arsenal last year, mid-season adjustments as well on the mound. What are some of those specifics?
Yeah, the 2 pitches that stand out are the curveball and the splitter. Those 2 pitches came a long way last year, and I've been using them, a lot more this spring training. Last year, this time, I really wasn't comfortable throwing them quite yet because I had just added them. I was still kind of tinkering with them and throwing them in games, but to start the season last year, I didn't really throw the splitter or the curveball a whole lot. So now kind of having in a sense, a year under my belt with those pitches being used a little bit more, have a little bit more feel with them, and then kind of can build everything around those 2, knowing that I had success with those last year.
Speaking of that splitter, when Mike Clevenger was sitting in this very spot about a week ago, he looked over at the screen, he said, "Gosh, I like watching Carmen pitch," and it was because of that pitch. What does it mean to you knowing that that's something a lot of your teammates are now envious of, a pitch that you didn't even feel comfortable with last year?
I'll say first, like, I think we all love watching Mike as well. He's got some really good pitches. I actually was able to watch the interview and picked his brain a little bit on it later. But yeah, I think, the splitter, in terms of just like looking at it in general, in terms of all Major League Baseball, it's been a good pitch like the last 5 years. It's been a pitch that's, just all around had success across the league. So you're going to see more guys starting to throw it just because it is playing so well right now in the game. So yeah, it definitely helps my arsenal. It helps my fastball to create space, and it's been a good pitch for me, so I'm happy with it.
What did you specifically pick Mike Clevenger's brain about when you looked at that interview? Because he told us a lot about things he was thinking, from his routine to his nicknames. There was a lot mixed in there.
Honestly, I had to ask about the disc removal, right? He talked about he had like some spinal problems, so I was like, wow, I just didn't know that, right? And that's pretty impressive to see somebody go and get like a spinal surgery and then be back here. And he honestly looks like he's in mid-season form. Like, he's been really impressive. So kind of picked his brain on some injury stuff, and then just, a little bit each day. Just kind of want to learn from him. He's had a unbelievable career, right? So I'm going to try to be around him as much as possible for sure.
Carmen, he's somebody who we talked about because of that disc removal, has a really intricate pregame routine, was what we were mentioning. You have one too. You do a lot of grounding. There's so many specific things you do before you pitch, but that's evolved, whether you're in the bullpen or whether you're preparing to start. How much are we going to see that be an evolution this year?
Yeah, it seems like one of those things I just keep adding to. So I'm trying to, add and subtract at this point. I don't want to just keep adding and be here at, 1 a.m. and be ready to pitch. But, yeah, I think every pitcher in our organization, you have to have a routine if you want to stay healthy, and you have to be able to make adjustments as well. Like, I think if you come into the year thinking you can do the same things over and over, like, your body's not going to allow it, and the game is going to make adjustments to you. So I'm always trying to adjust my routine, and I think, a lot of things, some of the older guys and even the younger guys are talking about with us is just, you want to do stuff in your routine that's going to help you in your whole life, right? You don't want to do stuff that's like too specific to your sport. Like, I'd like to be able to have a routine that just makes me feel good as a human being every day, not just a thrower. So being able to like pick Mike's brain, Mitch is really good with it as well. So implementing just, new stuff that I know is going to be helpful for me this year and, hopefully 30 years from now.
Davinsky is on the mound right now. He's the guy who told me he spent a lot of time in nature, and that's where he found himself again this offseason. I'm serious. He's taking cold plunges in Sedona. You're somebody who appreciates spending time in nature. Spent the offseason in Hawaii again, I assume. Where were you at this year?
I was in Charleston, South Carolina this year, so kind of stayed local to where I grew up. But yeah, we call him, you might not like this actually, but we call him Uncle Ski. I'll probably be an Uncle Ski one day. I got the Ski on the last name, so if I can play as long as him, luckily I can maybe earn that nickname. But he's been super fun to be around. Definitely carries himself in a super confident manner. It's just awesome to see, and it's somebody who closed out Game 2 of the World Series back in, I can't remember what year it was exactly, but the guys pitched it, some of the pinnacle of the game, and he's been somebody also you just can pick his brain, and it's been awesome to be around for sure, Uncle Ski.
Well, future Uncle Ski, we have one more question for you here, Carmen. Your personal goal heading into this season, there was a lot thrown at you last year, like we said. What would an ideal season look for you?
I think it's going to be the same answer I gave you last year, honestly. Just try to be a little bit better than the previous season and try to help the team as much as possible. I think if I can keep growing as a player and be a little bit better each season, I think that's a goal everybody should set for themselves, because it's only going to give you more opportunity in this game and keep you around.
Carmen, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Hey, thank you for watching our interviews.
Of course, yeah. I always try to go back, and honestly think it's interesting to hear what some of these guys have to say. So I always try to go back and watch them.
Yeah, believe it or not, we have some interesting conversations around here.
Yeah, we do, absolutely.
Thank you, Carmen. I appreciate it. Best of luck the rest of spring. Brownie, he listens. He's in tune. Say nice things. He's going to watch this back.